Michael Jackson, remember the time op Smile 90.4 FM Kaapstad se beste uit die 80s, 90s en nou elke liewe Saterdag geniet ek dit so baie om te praat oor my hond Jake. It's met Paul Jacobson and Pet Pals. It's brought to you by Vondis Pet Nutrition, the healthy, natural alternative for your pet.
Smile Pet Pals.
Every single Saturday, I'm joined in studio by Paul Jacobson, the owner of Vondis Pet Nutrition, and we do what all animal owners love to. We get to talk about our pets. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, James.
Now, I have a lot of people who've sent me emails and tweets and messages saying the biggest problem that they have with us talking about animals every single Saturday is that they don't have one to care for when they get home after they hear us chatting about it. So let's tackle that topic today. What do we do once we get a brand new pet?
You know, everybody turns to that little puppy, and they look so beautiful and cuddly right in the beginning. And as they grow older, often we lose our love for it's not so cuddly. But be as it may, whether it's a puppy or an adopted dog or something, there are certain basics. And I do apologize if this address is very simple, because you've probably got some amazing communicators and people who are really experts in caring for the animals. But look, basically, when you get your animal, you've got to do research. Read up. Find yourself, you align yourself with a lovely vet that you can communicate with. As you know, we come from the more holistic, natural approach. So hopefully your listeners will also turn to a vet that they can work well with, because then they've got to understand vaccinations. Our stance is the inoculations in the beginning are fine. Thereafter, we don't really deem it necessary, but your listeners can do that research. Okay, so you've got a doggy, a puppy, or an adult dog. The basics, obviously, they got to get out and they got to socialize. If you don't do that, you're going to struggle for the rest of your life. You're going to have problematic dogs. So when you have a puppy, it is said that they have to interact. It's like a ridiculous amount of times per day, so they become socialized. And if you do have a dog that is not socially adequate, then you've got to involve the behaviorist, because you don't want to struggle for 20 years with a dog that is misbehaved, James. Yeah, and then obviously you're walking out, you need the exercise, the dog needs to sniff and smell. It's not so much the exercise, it's about his ability or his desire to feel like he's an animal.
So the outside world also becomes normalized.
Of
It's not a strange thing that could possibly evoke aggressive behavior.
Exactly, and you need to smell all the urine and all that. That's just how how they evolved into a mature adult dog.
Now, without takeaway this week, Paul, I can attest to the fact that this is something I did, and everybody in my house at the time got so annoyed with me because I read so many books before I actually got Jake, that by the time he was in the home, I was like, you know what, guys, I read this, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing that. But I mean, I'd rather care for your pet too much than too little.
No, I agree completely. And then also align yourself with the right pet. If you do go for breed specific, find out what is the appropriate breed for you given your lifestyle. If you don't walk a lot, Chihuahuas are lovely. If you've got a lot of energy, any of your terrier breeds. So that's also a very important point. And hopefully also people will turn to the neglected dogs in animal welfare, and they make the most beautiful pets.
We actually have in our home a combination of the two. We've got one dog who's from a breeder, and then one dog who is a rescue. And the effect that they've had on each other has just been absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
Now, thanks a lot for joining me, Paul. If you've got any queries about your pet, you can send me an email, jm@smile904.fm, and Paul and I will tackle those issues head on.
Cape Town's best mix of the 80s, 90s, and now. Smile 90.4 FM.